All right, good morning, everyone. It is 8:53 in the morning of December 15th, 2021, and this is my pre-market strategy session. So the first stock that I have up on watch this morning is Grtx. Grtx, I traded it yesterday. I did okay on it. It was one heck of, so if you can see this big red bar right down here at the bottom of the page, that's the volume bar, this volume bar right here. And it traded 280 million shares yesterday. I did manage to get into this thing. Let's see. Oops. Let's get this thing. Here we go. So I did manage to get into this thing in the morning here when it crossed. So it dipped down right here in the morning and then crossed back above its opening price. And I managed to get into a small position, right? And so I did okay on it. I made money on it at least. But, you know, look at this. 280 million shares. And this thing made a move from 246 to 346. A $1 move on 280 million shares traded, and the entire range on this thing was $1. The small cap momentum trade is dead. I don't know, I've said it over and over again. So what's probably going to happen, it's probably going to take a few days for this thing to break out, because I don't know what's going on, but it's happening over and over and over again, where there is, you can almost describe it as atrocious. I mean, the volume of trading is so disproportionately large on these things. There's just something that has must have happened where I don't know what it is, but something happened where Wall Street has just essentially put small cap momentum trading on ice. On 280 million shares traded on this stock that has total common outstanding is 226 million shares. So it traded its outstanding by more than 10 times. It rolled over its total outstanding share size by more than 10 times. It's crazy. In the past, I would have expected something that traded 3 years ago, something that traded 280 million shares would have been in the hundreds, per share. It's just really weird. So the story with Grtx is that it suddenly figured out that the mathematics behind its endpoint study for it's an oral sort of affliction that occurs for people on chemotherapy, where apparently they end up with a really tender and sensitive mouth, and can even have injuries sustained from it. So they're developing something that's not a cure for cancer, but they're developing something to ease the life for cancer patients as they go through chemotherapy. Wall Street loves that kind of stuff. Wall Street loves cures for cancer, cures for, what's the bone marrow disease? What is that? Leukemia. Anyway. I think that we're going to see more action out of this stock, out of Grtx, for the next few days, and it appears that volume tends to fall off. Like here, for example, BFRI. Here's another one that I'm watching today, and so back here, it traded on the 24th of November, and I've forgotten exactly what the announcement was. It traded 226 million shares. And the total common outstanding right here is 11.6 million. So whatever Grtx is going to do, it's going to take a few days, in sort of the same way like BFRI and actually CPIX. Here, let's look at it. CPIX. It just takes it a few days, to make the move that it would usually make it would usually make this move all in one day. What's another one? There have been plenty recently. So, okay, GRTX, it's on watch. I am going to look for an opportunity to trade it. Common sense would tell you that because the numbers worked out incorrectly, it took this giant dump here after the 18th of October and opened up 72% lower on the 19th of October. Well, common sense says that the reverse in the news is that the company didn't make its numbers for its final stage toward proving that its medicine works, and so because the numbers didn't work, it took this giant plummet. But now that it turns out that the medication does work, and they can they screwed up the math to show the statistical probability, I suppose, of someone to have a relief of symptoms as well as it being safe for a patient to consume, that it took this giant dump, right? So now the reverse logic would tell you that because suddenly, yes, it turns out that there's a mathematical error that does show that it can relieve customers or patients' symptoms, that it would go popping back up again, right? That's what common sense or logic would tell you. But don't apply common sense or logic to anything trading the stock market. All right. I have a bullish bias on this, but I'm still not going to let this sort of concept creep into my strategy for trading it. It's still going to be a momentum trade, still going to be the 1 minute setups. It's still a small cap biotech. The Wall Street can remain irrational longer than you can maintain liquidity, right? So don't overcommit on this. Trade it like you usually would. Don't take any outsized risks. All right, so I have a couple of Fibonacci's on here. One Fibonacci is the gap, right? So I like coincidences. So right here at $3.40, it did fail, and there is a Fibonacci right there at that level from yesterday's action. So interesting. Let's see how many more coincidences we can get. I really like coincidences, and so the more coincidences, the better. And so here's the Fibonacci from the previous day's close, and I doubled the Fibonacci. So here we are with another sort of coincidence that it closed below $2.78, kind of failed right there. So it'll be interesting to see what happens today. This topping candle right here, traditionally, it would be an indication of selling. There's selling pressure in there, right? However, that means this is an area where sellers are in control. However, with what we've seen in recent history, as far as these stocks, being able to put in the moves, regardless of all these tail candles and so forth, it's sort of like anything goes, So I'm probably not going to use any of the levels that I have for price action on the previous day, other than breaking above its previous close at 349. Other than that, there's really nothing technical to grab from this candle right here. So I'll be trading setups on this on continuation, and I will be using momentum setups. I'm going to put the Fibonacci's up when it starts trading, and I'll just kind of use it as a little bit of like a guide. All right, and look for coincidences. Basically, the more coincidences, the better. Okay, so next up here, Gmtx. Gmtx is it's health technology. It's a small cap biotech. And Gmtx, where are my notes? Okay, here we go. Yeah, Gmtx got an analyst upgrade. And I'm not really very fond of analyst upgrades. Now, if you are already in this stock here at, yesterday's close was at $2.43, and now it's pre-market at $3.37, then good for you. I'm happy for you. But as far as a trade goes, analyst upgrades really tend to peter out. They'll pop up on the day, and then they'll peter out for the rest of the day. Let me pull up, let's see here. I have a couple of examples here. Let's see. Okay, here we go. OCUP. This thing got an analyst upgrade here on the 24th of November. You can see here, well, it went to a high of 551. It opened at 502, went 50 cents higher, and then closed 80 cents lower, right? And then spent the rest of the, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, basically next 2 weeks, trailing back down to even go lower than where it was before. Here's the low, $3.35 was the low on the day before the news came out, and price actually went back down below that. So it really, I don't know, probably chased out a lot of weak hands, whatever, you know. But you can see it just tends to not really work out so well after an analyst upgrade. It'll get a boost that day. There might be something there to trade in the day, maybe not, and then it just kind of trails off. And actually, BFRI got, I think they got a whole bunch. So let me look back here in my notes real quick. Let's see, BFRI. When did you? BFRI got at least one analyst upgrade as well. Let's see. This is the 24th of November, 23rd. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so on that day, on the 24th of November, according to my notes, BFRI and OCUP got analyst upgrades. And I think BFRI got a whole bunch of them. Like BFRI would got like, I don't know, half a dozen and of the names you've heard of, you know. But again, you know, with that, it still has come back down and kind of, you know, come below a technical level that you really wouldn't expect it to break if it's going to be bullish and so forth. So here we are this morning, BFRI is popping up. It's in this kind of like zone right here. It's not bullish until it starts breaking above, until it starts breaking above 790. Otherwise, I just have it on a watch. And actually, you know what? Let me do this real quick. I'm going to put an alarm on 790. That's the 1 day. I got to put it on the 1 minute or the 10 minute, or it doesn't go off in a punctual fashion. That's useful for trading. Okay, so then BFRI basically, oops, let me go back to Gmtx. Did my alarm show up? No, my alarm isn't on BFRI. It's on the other, it's saved, so there it is right there. So I don't know. Let me fix that real quick, so I know I have it on the right chart. Okay. And so otherwise, you know, so the large cap scanner that I have up, I am not seeing anything that fits my criteria in the large caps, except LLY just popped up. So I've kind of been going back to look at my notes here, and here we have SMAR. SMAR reported earnings here on the 2nd of December. And then quite common what I've seen with a lot of these stocks is, so it opened up at, what is that? Opened at $71.25, and then just spent the rest of the day coming down to close this gap right here. You know, after a huge earnings day, you know, there's just a whole bunch of profit taking. Then the next day, this is really quite common for large caps. And the next day, it looks to me like it was trying to come down and fill this gap right here at 61.16, 61.72, and it came about 50 cents away from filling that gap right there, and then took off in the other direction. So today here we have this. I have a technical level at $71.24, and I think, did the alarm already go off? No, it hasn't gone off on that one yet. And so yeah, 71. It's a penny above the technical level that I'm watching right now, as of right now. So after it opens, we'll see what happens. I might, instead of trying to trade it in this fashion, what I might do here, let's see if I have an old Fibonacci on it. I do. Let's see what the old Fibonacci is showing me. Oh, okay. So if it opens below 71.24, then I'll look for support down in here somewhere at the 75% level or 61.8 or something like that. I'll put alarms on it and look for a move back up. If it can come back, if it opens below and it comes back up and tests that 71.24 and then continues, then that'll also be a trade. If it can do one of those moves, a lightning move. All right. Next up, VIR. VIR is one that I traded. Yeah, okay, way back. Back here in January of 2021, the beginning of the year. Yeah, okay, I remember this. And I traded it on this day on the 26th, but I didn't mess with it on the 27th. So huge run up there. VIR is starting to make some noise here again. This is actually kind of a messy technical level right in here. I have a Fibonacci. Nope, I don't have a Fibonacci on it. Interesting. I was just kind of going through my charts this morning, and I saw that it was opening above 43.98 is a technical level that I was watching from way pretty far along ago. Yeah, so above 43.98, it's bullish. We'll see just exactly how bullish it can get here. The volume is relatively low on VIR this morning. I think it's still, it's 30, almost 30,000 shares traded. So it's on watch. If it starts getting a lot more volume, then I'll trade it. But until then, meh. Okay, so then the broader market here. Let's see. The SPY, if the SPY opened up right now, it opened at 0.04% higher than it closed yesterday. The FOMC meeting release is coming out. I don't expect much out of the SPY today as far as movement goes until after Jay Powell speaks from the FOMC meeting. So today, if you want to trade levels on it, there's probably a pretty good chance that a short trade will develop at or just slightly above this 465.74 level, and that it'll probably be if you want to trade like this. I mean, there is a decent point difference here. This is $5. So on options where you can get these things, the options premiums have come down a bit. You can get a long, probably long here at 460.25 if you're going to play the sort of the chess match that can be stock trading sometimes. Those levels will probably serve as pretty good bumpers for the day. VIX is a bit elevated here. I have this gap 22, and then the bottom of the gap is 18, and this gap is formed from way back in February of 2020, and it just seems to serve well. So above the gap right here, above 22 on the VIX, I'm bearish, and below 22, I'm bullish, or actually I should say neutral. Although I still have a bullish bias on the S&P and the indexes in general, and the stock market in general. So if it starts breaking down here, I think the bottom of the gap will start getting tested again in the next couple of days, and things will pick up. Bitcoin is neutral right in here, between 53,000 and 42,000 until it breaks up or breaks down. Bitcoin is it's kind of I think it's gonna bounce in between these two ranges for a while. I don't play Bitcoin, so I just happened to. I did open up a short on MicroStrategy yesterday using options, pretty long dated. I think they expire in February or March. I can't remember. I'll have to look. Let's see. Actually, in January 21st they expire. My strike is $350. So things have to be really quite bearish for MSTR to make it that far. But if it does, it'll be a huge payoff, and the cost is really, really low. So, all right. Okay, everybody, good luck out there. Keep your risks tight. Click like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, tap the bell, and I will see you in the morning. I will click it. I'll see you at the recap. All right, I'm out.